Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So, today we are going to be going over some breathing techniques to cope with stress. So, normally I like to start with some breath work, but we are going to integrate that into today's education. So, let's get started. Remember to think of something you're grateful for. It's good to show gratitude. Imagine if you woke up tomorrow and you only had the things you were grateful for today. Keep that in mind. So, think of things you're grateful for. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear my music. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit here. So breathing techniques to cope with stress. So stress is huge. Stress has a wide definition. Could be physical stress, could be emotional stress, could be mental stress, job stress, family stress, life stress. So these are some different techniques that you can utilize throughout the day to help you cope with that stress. And breathing is something we do every day, whether we like it or not. So it's a good tool to have in our toolbox to be breathing effectively. So what is stress? Stress is the body's natural response to challenges or demands, often resulting in physical, emotional, or mental tension. There are different types of stress. So acute stress is a short-term immediate reaction. So that's you're reacting like that. You are being reactive instead of responsive. So we want to make sure that we are thoughtfully thinking out our responses. So a tool that I like to use is if someone says something to me and I immediately want to just react instead of respond, I count to anywhere between 5 and 10 in my head because that allows my body the time for my nervous system to process whatever they're telling me for me to come up with a response that's meaningful versus reactive. Using this with kids is great too because then they know not to just react instantly. They see you take that pause to come up with that thoughtful response and then respond back. So chronic stress is more of a long-term persistent tension. So this is the stress that really disrupts the homeostasis in your body, which can lead to inflammation and hormonal imbalances. So these are things like work pressure, relationships, financial issues, health concerns, job concerns, things like that. So the root cause of stress. So internal stressors. So these are things like nutritional deficiencies. So if you're low in magnesium or electrolytes or omega-3s or your B vitamins, your body can be lacking in different areas and may not be functioning optimally at that point. Parasites can also steal your nutrients. So I do recommend parasite cleansing in order to actually be able to absorb your nutrients, improve your gut health, and don't have those pesky little buggers stealing all of your energy and nutrients from you. Poor gut health, so dysbiosis and leaky gut syndrome. So with the reset, we're really helping to seal up that gut, but then we have to do the work to keep that gut sealed. So you don't want to go back to eating things that you did before that were not serving your body. So sealing up that gut, continuing to do the gut work, a really good probiotic. I do like the Megaspore Biotic, and that is one of my go-tos. And then I rotate through as well because we do want to get different strains of probiotics and prebiotics for that good gut health. Hormonal imbalances, so adrenal fatigue, cortisol dysregulation. So if your adrenals are so stressed out, you're not sleeping, you are not your hormones aren't functioning as they should, that's going to contribute to those hormonal imbalances. So some external stressors could be environmental toxins. So these can be things like heavy metals, endocrine disruptors, anything, even like your clothes, right? So you want to make sure you have 100% organic cotton undies if you can. Most of them are about like 97% because of the elastic on the undies. Pact, P-A-C-T, is a website that I like to purchase organic cotton undies from. They also have other clothes because our clothes emit a frequency. So if we're wearing black, synthetic, dark clothes, that is not beneficial to our body. The highest frequency of fabric is actually linen. So I recommend linen sheets because that really up levels your sleeping environment. And if you are struggling with sleep, linen sheets might be a good go-to for you. You can reach out to me if you want the link to those. I do definitely love my linen sheets. Lifestyle factors, so sedentary habits, overworking, lack of sleep, stress, right? That's really contributing to that stress and just piling it on even more. And then psychosocial factors, trauma and unhealthy relationships. So you want to surround yourself with people that lift you up, not people that take you down. So there's always those people, if you walk into a room, there's people that lift the whole room up. There's also people that walk in the room and lift the whole room down, right? So don't be around the people that are bringing you down. Be around the people that are lifting you up and bringing you joy and constantly trying to help you and motivate you and bring you along, right? Don't be the one that's constantly picking everybody else up. While I do believe it's good to have give and take in a relationship, I want you to really evaluate your relationships that you have. And if they're all take from you, is that serving you at this time? So impact of stress on the body and mind. So physical effects can be increased heart rate, high blood pressure, fatigue, being super tired, headache, digestion issues, sleep issues, stomach aches. Mental effects can be anxiety, irritability, difficulty concentrating, burnout, long-term risks, heart disease, weakened immune system, and depression, among more, because the more stress that is put on the body, that can trigger a lot of autoimmune issues as well and inflammation throughout the body. So if your HPA axis is overactivated, which is your hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, that leads to chronic elevated cortisol, which then impairs your adrenal function, which controls all of your hormones. So your gut brain axis, if your stress is altering the microbiome in your gut, that leads to systemic inflammation, also known as leaky gut, which allows the toxins to enter the bloodstream, triggering those immune responses in different areas of the body. So for instance, when I would muscle test people, I would look for foods and I would often find sugar in joints, right? Like those sugar proteins do not belong in a joint. So why is it there? So when that gut is leaky, those sugar proteins go all over the body, settle in different places, and trigger that inflammation. So we want everything staying within that gut and not leaking out to where it doesn't belong. And then mitochondrial dysfunction. So when you have that chronic stress, that reduces the energy in your cells, contributing to fatigue. So the science behind breathing and stress. So breathing in the nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system is what controls your fight or flight response. So this is, if a bear is running after you, you're going to trigger this response so you can run away from the bear. When you're done running from the bear, we should shift back into parasympathetic. If our body never shifts back into parasympathetic, we do not have healing and repair in the body, because the parasympathetic state is where the body does the rest and digest and where it heals and repairs. So we want to restore that parasympathetic dominance versus sympathetic dominance. So conscious breathing activates your vagus nerve, which actually calms your HPA axis. So it also improves cellular function, so enhancing oxygen delivery to the tissues and optimizing your energy production in your mitochondria. It reduces inflammation, so breathing actually lowers the lab markers of inflammation, and it balances out your pH levels. So proper breathing reduces hyperventilation-induced respiratory alkalosis, which you do not want. So we want to be in that calm state. So effective breathing techniques. So we're going to go through some of these today because I want you guys to have these tools in your toolbox and know how to use them. So diaphragmatic breathing, this is what we should be doing when we are just in a resting state. So I want you to think of times where you can consciously check in with your breathing. So maybe if you drive a lot, every red light you hit, you're going to become aware of your breathing. If you're on the computer all day, every time you click to check your email, become aware of your breathing. If you're on the phone, every time it rings, check in with your breathing, make sure you're in that calm state, because you're going to have a better phone call when you're in that calm state. So just some sort of measurement to be able to check in with your breathing, and a reminder for you, maybe you put a sticky note on your computer or a sticky note on your bathroom mirror, right? Every time you go to the bathroom, you check in with your breathing. So diaphragmatic breathing, so you're going to sit comfortably. I'm gonna actually put my camera down here a little bit. Whoop. So you're gonna put one hand on your chest, the other hand on your stomach. You're gonna inhale deeply through your nose. You're really expanding that diaphragm, and then you're gonna exhale slowly through the mouth. So benefits of this, you're reducing your heart rate, you're promoting that relaxation. So I want you to find a spot. You're going to sit really comfortably. We're going to inhale for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds. So this creates that smooth rhythm, and this synchronizes with your heart. So optimizing your heart rate variability, reducing your cortisol, and improving the balance of your nervous system. So we're going to do this one here for a little bit. So find a comfortable spot, relax your shoulders, one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. You can close your eyes. And we're just gonna inhale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm gonna do this 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Whew, I can just feel the warmth throughout my body and my body calming down. So another technique that you can do to kind of check in with yourself, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed, is vagus nerve stimulation. So how to do this is you're going to inhale a deep breath, then you're going to exhale with a hum or an om. So this really activates the vagus nerve, reduces your heart rate and calms the nervous system. So we're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Humming is a great way to activate the nervous system. So one thing I used to do with my kids as babies is I'd lay them on my chest and I would hum Amazing Grace. They'd fall asleep every time. So if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I don't know what's wrong with them, lay them on my chest and I'd hum because that calms their nervous system too. All right, so the next breathing that we're gonna do is the box breathing. So this is the breathing where you're going to think of a box. So you're gonna inhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. So this helps improve your focus and reduces your anxiety. So we're gonna get started. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. 2 more times. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, Exhale. Hold. You can just feel that nervous system shift and your body calm down. All right, so the next one is alternate nostril breathing. I will say I'm getting over a little cold myself, so this might be a little challenging. So if you're having a hard time clearing your nasal passages, this is not the go-to. But what you do with this one, it actually activates different sides of your brain. So you can close your right nostril with your finger, and you can inhale through the left. And exhale. And then repeat that on the right. So do that for a little while to help activate those different sides of your brain. Really balances out your energy and calms the mind because it's connecting those sides of the brain. All right, so technique number 4 is a physiological sigh. So I want you to once again sit comfortably. We're going to inhale through the nose, really expanding that diaphragm. Take another sip of air, then one more sip of air, and exhale with a loud sigh. So this promotes instant relaxation and stress relief. And you might find that some people you sigh a lot and you might think it's annoying, but it's actually to calm down the nervous system. It is a breath work technique. So we're going to inhale, take another sip, and another sip, and then exhale loudly with a sigh. Inhale, sip, sip again, exhale. Inhale. At the top, take a sip, and another sip. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Sip. Sip again. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Sip. Sip. Exhale. I really like the audible sigh, especially to release that tension if you're in a stressful state. So some additional tips for managing stress. So practicing that mindfulness or meditation, really taking those few minutes a day to be mindful and to think of what you're grateful for, gratitude journal, prayer journal, reading the Bible, that does really calm down that nervous system. Engage in some physical activity. So our joyful movement, 20 minutes a day, really getting outside, get some sunshine, get some fresh air, and do that joyful movement. Maintain a healthy diet. So it's progress over perfection, but the healthier you eat, the healthier you're going to feel. So, and also thinking if you're not getting enough in certain areas, maybe you need some omega-3s because you aren't eating fish once you're in the maintenance phase. So we can add some of those things in. And also magnesium. Magnesium and B vitamins are big ones that people do not get enough of. Get adequate sleep. So you can use your Oura Ring to track your sleep and to make sure that you have that good sleeping environment. Don't sleep with your phone right next to your head. Don't have your Wi-Fi router in your bedroom. Make sure it's super dark in your room. Make sure your alarm clock's not disrupting with your circadian rhythm. Throw a towel over it if you have to. Those lights on you when you're sleeping disrupt your circadian rhythm. So seek supports from friends, family, or professionals. So if you're having a hard time, reach out to me. We can look at some of those emotional triggers that might need to be addressed. Make sure that you are looking into toxin exposure as well, because the more toxins we're putting in our body, the more stressed out our body is. So we want to focus on organic foods. Look at the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 from the EWG website. So EWG.org. Drink distilled water. That's 99.9% pure water. We don't want to be filling our body with toxic water, especially when we're trying to hydrate and repair our cells. Avoid caffeine, sugar, and processed foods. Those just exacerbate the stress even more. And don't be afraid to ask for help. So I can't help you if I don't know. So make sure you reach out to me in those areas. So some ways you can incorporate in breathing techniques in your daily life. So morning routine, you can start the day with 5 minutes of that coherent breathing. In midday reset, you could do some vagus nerve stimulation with humming before you eat lunch. And then in the evening to wind down, you could do that 4-7-8 technique that we've done in the past, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8. That shifts the body into a parasympathetic state. You can use the Aura Ring. So if you look on the Aura Ring app, you can go to, let me tell you here. It is, if you click on the menu on the left-hand side, you can go to explore, and there is a lot of different sessions that you can do in order to calm and meditate the body. And then you can track that with your Aura Ring and see how well it does calm down your heart rate and if certain methods work better than others. There's also called the Calm app. That is another one that has some breathing techniques. iBreathe is another one that's free that walks you through breathing techniques. There's a lot on YouTube. So there are a lot of free resources out there to incorporate in breath work to your daily life. So here's a little recap. So stress is a natural response, but can be managed effectively. Breathing techniques are simple yet powerful tools, and then practice regularly for the best benefits. It might feel weird at first. You might think this isn't doing anything, but give it some time. Like anything, good things take time. So put that investment into yourself to invest 5 minutes a day and do some breath work, right? So you can even habit stack and do this, say you have a PEMF mat or a red light, or do a foot soak in the bathtub. You can do breath work along with other wellness habits too. So going for a walk, doing that joyful movement, and really staying in touch with your breathing. So reach out if you need anything. I'm here to support you, and have a good day.